Hello everybody, what's up? It's Fern. Welcome back to another Planty video. Thank you so much for joining me. So today we're going to be doing my August updates video. So we're going to be walking through my collection. I am going to let y'all know what's new. We're just going to see how all of the plants are doing and chat about them. So right now I'm in the midst of treating pretty much my entire collection with diatomaceous earth because I am just trying to get rid of any pests once and for all. Well, probably not for all, but hopefully for a little while. If you're new here, I'll give a little bit of a recap. So over the past, honestly, I feel like it's been all year, like 6 months probably. Well, no, the spider mites are only within like the past couple of months, but I have been having or was having an issue with mealies for, yeah, like since the beginning of the year, I feel. Right when I started getting on top of that, a big spider mite outbreak happened, and it's like affected pretty much my whole, not like every single plant, but there's plants in my living room, there's plants on my different shelves, like it's in multiple areas. So there's still some mealies, and then there was a big spider mite problem, and also I was having just a couple of plants with scale. So this is just like, oh my goodness, a lot of pest activity. It's obviously a lot of work to keep up with spraying treatments and everything, and when you have a big plant collection, I have over 200 plants, so it's obviously an undertaking when you have to spray them like every 3 to 5 days and keep up with those treatments. So I decided to try out diatomaceous earth, mostly for the spider mites. I was having really persistent spider mites on my alocasia Jacqueline, so I decided to test out diatomaceous earth on that one for the spider mites, and it seemed to really help. Like I've seen the odd spider mite on that plant, but nothing like what it was. It was really bad before. So I was like, oh, this is great because diatomaceous earth is a lot lower maintenance. You just spray it on and you can leave it on. So I have pretty much adopted trying that out on all of my plants. I'm just gonna do like a massive spray it on everyone, wait a while, and then wash it off. And then hopefully that will just get me a lot more on top of these pest issues, specifically the spider mites. And then it'll just be more manageable, and I'll try to keep up with better prevention and stuff like that. So yeah, that is kind of the pest update, and just to let y'all know why my plants have something sprayed all over them. That is the downside of diatomaceous earth, is that it is visible, and I definitely don't love that. So after it's been on them all for a couple of weeks, I'm definitely going to wash it off and then probably go back to using something that is not visible and just try to keep up with that better. But I just feel like the pest issues were just coming to such a big head that I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't even care what it looks like I'm just going to, if this helps, I'm willing to do it. So yeah, that's kind of where the collection is at. I am this month, within like the next couple of weeks, going to be doing a bit of rearranging, I believe. So you'll see that in some upcoming videos, which is always really exciting. I love anything to do with like rearranging or plant styling and switching things up. So that's exciting. But yeah, I think that is it for the kind of general updates. So let's just hop into checking out the plants. Okay, so firstly, let's do a little update on my Monstera Thai constellation. She's doing so well after we repotted her probably about 10 days ago. Yeah, she's settled in really seamlessly, honestly. She hasn't declined at all. So I'm gonna consider that a successful repot. That yellow leaf was already there, so I'm not worried about that. I've just left it on to completely finish off. I'll probably remove it soon. So yeah, no new leaves or anything yet, but it's a little soon to see her start going crazy. But I think that she is enjoying this new pot. So if you missed the video, she's now in this this is like a 12-inch, oh, there we go. This is like a 12-inch plastic pot, and she's in Molly's Aeroid mix. So she's got a really great, and I put some bios fertilizer in there too. So she's got a really great setup going, and I expect to see her, well, I was gonna say we're going into fall winter, so she might not be growing a ton, but in the fall, this spot here actually gets some sunlight, so maybe we will get a couple leaves yet before the end of the year. We'll see. I still need to figure out a better setup for this plant. I think it has to stay in this spot because there's just really nowhere else in the house for it to go. but I need to like install a light or something because this is just on this weird little stand, and yeah, I don't love that. I do love that the light is coming from the front of it because then all the leaves are facing out. That looks so nice, but I wish that this could just be like invisible or something, but unfortunately it can't be. Yeah, anyway, so I still need to kind of figure out the setup of this plant, but for now it's getting enough light and it's happy, so that's good enough for me. And then moving over here to the Millsbow wide cabinet. So this is where we're going to start to see some of the diatomaceous earth treatment. So this is what it looks like on the leaves. It looks the same as when you do a sulfur treatment, but this is not sulfur, it's diatomaceous earth. So yeah, you're going to see that on a lot of plants. All of these had spider mites, I'm pretty sure, especially this Anthurium. It was really down bad, but now it's doing better. It's popped out this baby leaf, and it even popped out an inflow, so that's good. Hoya polynera has not been growing for a while, so I'm hoping to see this one start to do better soon. It kept just yellowing, which is why I decided to just go ahead and, well, like I said, I'm gonna treat like pretty much every single plant with diatomaceous earth just to be sure, but I do think that it had spider mites. I checked it for flat mites because I thought maybe it had flat mites, but no. And then down here inside the cabinet, yeah, it looks a little crazy just because they're all covered in diatomaceous earth. But the plants in here are actually doing fairly well. We did some repots of these plants recently too. So we repotted some of my Anthurium. What else did we do? We did this one not long ago, my alocasia pink dragon, into the mealies, and she's doing really well. Oh wow, look at those roots already. Alocasia love mealies. Pretty much every plant that I put in mealies loves it. Anthurium, alocasia, and Hoya are probably my favorite genus to put in there. Oh yeah, this is the other one we repotted. My epipremnum. It's doing well. No changes yet. We do have a new leaf on its way, so I'm excited to see that. But yeah, that one's looking so cute in its new pot. Oh, we actually do have an exciting new leaf in here as well, and that is on my, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get this vine out of here. That is on my Syngonium chia pens. This is the new leaf right here. How stunning is that? Oh my goodness, I was so happy to see this leaf because this is the last one it gave me, all white, which is sketch. So yeah, this is gorgeous, like perfect variegation on it. So pretty. And then I'm trying to think if there's any other major updates. I don't think that there is. I really want to get my Nepenthes repotted soon. Those poor things get neglected. Oh yeah, this guy, I don't know what it is with this alocasia and I, but we have a really tough time. So this is my alocasia zebrina reticulata, and it has started to croak on me again. It's already lost its other leaves, and then it just has this new one which has been rolled up like that for weeks now, so I don't even know if it's ever gonna unfurl. I don't know why this alocasia, like, it will be doing well and then it will just croak out of nowhere. It is so crazy. So that's kind of sad because I do really like this one, so we'll see what happens with that. I have been able to regrow it back from the corm twice already, so we'll see if I have to attempt a third time, but yeah, I don't know what that's about. Send good vibes for that one. Oh yeah, I took the weather stripping off of the top of this too because it was just falling off and getting so annoying, so I just ordered more off of Amazon. I actually got it in black this time. I thought that that was kind of cool. It's the same as this, but it came in black. I was like, oh, why don't I get that? Because my cabinet's black. So I'm kind of curious about that, but it'll be nice to get fresh weather stripping on here because yeah, it was just so old and annoying. And then moving over here, not too many updates. This begonia is always just doing so well. This is like literally one of the easiest plants in my whole collection. It gets bone dry, it gets neglected, and it doesn't care about anything. Like, she just chills here and looks gorgeous. I was debating not even putting diatomaceous earth on her because my begonias never get pests, but I thought I would just do it for the sake of being thorough. But yeah, she's stunning. And then we do have a couple new leaves on my Philodendron domesticum. I always have new leaves on this plant, so this one right here, which is like almost fully variegated, which is kind of crazy. This one vine gives me like really, really variegated leaves, and then the other vine on the other side gives all green. So it would be nice if they could combine forces and give me a little bit more of balanced variegation, but I can't really complain. You can see the two vines right there. This is the variegated one and the non-variegated one. This is my twin domesticum, so I always get two new leaves at once. You can see new ones coming in right here. That's the variegated and the non-variegated. So cutie. I really love that plant. Oh, I need to open up the buckles and get this tucked into there so it can stay attached to the pole. Nothing too new with my alocasia down here. I just recently staked up my heterophylla, so she's kind of adjusting. Like, you know how when you put a plant on like a new trellis or stake or even a pole, it just looks crazy until the leaves kind of start facing together again. But I have like some facing that way, some facing whichever way, so I'm kind of waiting for her to just figure herself out there, and then I'm sure that she'll look great because she was just really drooping, so that's why I decided to pop in a couple of stakes. My alocasia micholitziana is hanging in there despite being infested with spider mites as well. And then I'm trying to see if I have any Hoya updates on the windowsill. I don't think I have too many. Let's see, I repotted some of, or not repotted, but potted some of my newer Hoya recently. This is the, oh gosh, what is this called? Rosariae, something like that. One of my new ones. I think I potted these up in a Patreon video actually. Same with this one. My Hoya, oh my gosh, it's hard to reach in here, but my Hoya mirabilis is down there. That one is potted up now. So that's exciting. I'm really, really keen to see that one grow. Look at this one. Look at how she sleeps. She's so funny. We have some blooms on my Hoya multiflora. She's always got so many blooms on the go. It's crazy, but look at how stunning those are. I'm obsessed. And I did also recently repot my Polynera Broguette, so she's in a bit bigger of a pot there, and she looks really good. All of my hanging Hoya are doing fine, and my Anthurium. That Anthurium is actually doing not too bad lately, which is good. But these are all sprayed down with the diatomaceous earth. I don't think you can really, well, yeah, we're just too far away to see, but they are sprayed down with it. Even though I don't really get issues on these bigger Hoya with pests, but yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to be thorough. The Wyetii just finished blooming the most stunning blooms. It had two on it at once, which was so beautiful to see. And now I have it here like right beside the couch. So yeah, it was just so stunning to be like sitting beside these gorgeous blooms. I'll pop a little video on the screen. So yeah, that was really, really nice. I'm just so glad that this plant not only bloomed for me this year, but bloomed 3 separate times. And then the last time that there was 2 bloom clusters on it. So yeah, what a dream. Oh yeah, I also moved my Hoya prick tie here. I don't know if I ever told y'all that, but this used to be on the Visto shelf and I moved it here because this plant gets really stunning sun stressing, so I wanted to see if I could get any of that, but I think that we may be too close to the fall now. I mean, we'll see, but it's been up here for a few weeks probably, and I feel like it happened really fast. When I had a cutting of it here, it sun stressed really quickly, and this one hasn't done anything yet, so we'll see if it does end up sun stressing or not. We also have 2 new leaves on my Hoya chicken farm. This is going to be moving into the cabinet hopefully at some point because I think it just does better in there with higher humidity. Anyways, I think that that's it for this little section. Okay, now we are over here at the calyx shelf, and I actually just sprayed these ones with DE this morning. So these have all been freshly watered and freshly treated and everything, which always feels really nice. But we have my Hoya Mathilde here, who has actually been doing so well. This plant was going through a rough patch several months ago, but it's looking stunning and it's healthy again, and that just makes me so happy. I kind of love, as much as I want to have blooms on this plant, I kind of love just the darker, rounder leaves on the Mathilde. Like, I just love the way that this looks so much. And I do also have the silver version that I have growing in highlight, so I'm hoping I can get blooms on that one, and then this can just be my like lower light growing Mathilde. But yeah, I've just been loving her extra lately. And then of course, in this mushroom pot here in front of her, we have the Hoya chingensis, who is doing amazing. Nothing really to report on this one, actually. I guess I'm just pointing it out because I love this one. And then moving along to one of my favorite plants right now. I don't know what it is, but I have just suddenly become obsessed with my jewel orchid. This is a Ludicea discolor. There's two different varieties in here. Most of it is this one, the black with the pink veins, but then there is some of this one in here as well. But yeah, something about her, she's just been looking so good lately. So dark and healthy, and I think she's just grown out in a way that is really aesthetically pleasing, because this was cuttings. You can see where I cut before, so she wasn't looking her best. I think I cut her last fall, so now she's finally grown out enough to just like look really good, and I feel like this lighting situation is really working for her. I read that these like lower lighting, which makes sense since they have such dark leaves, but yeah, she gets like low to medium light here most of the time, and she seems to be really happy with that. I actually considered getting rid of this plant. I've considered it several times over the past couple of years, and I don't know why, but I've always just kept her, and one of the big reasons that I've kept her is because she blooms in the winter, and they just cheer me up so much. She blooms in like December, January, and it's honestly like one of the best things ever. Just having a plant bloom in the middle of the winter is just so amazing. So that's why I've always kept her, but now I'm just falling in love with the foliage and just the look of her. I think she's so gorgeous. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna try not to give a speech for every single plant. I will just point out the new leaf on my, oh my gosh, I really have to back up here, on my luxuriant, my Crystal Mag Luxuriance hybrid here. This is actually a really nice new leaf. I didn't even really realize it until this morning when I put it back. I spun this plant around, so now this new leaf is facing here. It used to face the other side, but I was like, you know what, it'd be fun to just switch things up and spin her around so that I can see this new leaf from this angle, and it looks really good. Really, really good. Yeah, it's big. It's big. I'm super happy with that one. My Philodendron Varicosum is doing really well. Normally it's in the corner, but I don't know, things got shuffled around here and I didn't bother moving it back yet because I'm going to be mopping the floors tomorrow and I'm going to have to pick up all these plants and move them anyway, so I'll just put it back in its spot after I'm done tomorrow. But yeah, the Varicosum is doing really great. We do have a new leaf here, which is stunning. It's still soft. Ooh, look at that. So dark and gorgeous. So yeah, I've been loving watching that unfurl and expand and everything. Looks so good. So that's exciting. And then we're gonna get another new one right here. The cup system for watering moss poles has been an absolute game changer. I'm keeping up so well with my poles lately, so yeah, I've been just loving that. Highly, highly recommend. Jesenia pothos is doing well there. We have a new leaf. She isn't sizing up a lot, but she's also not getting a ton of light, so I guess that's to be expected. I might move her, but also this area might get more light now that we're heading into the fall, just because the sun comes in differently, so we'll kind of see. And then we also have a new leaf on my Philodendron SP Silver, or El Guapo, which is really exciting because this was a cutting that I potted in here months ago and it didn't do anything for so long. It was just that leaf. But recently we have a new one and it's actually big. I was kind of shocked at the size of this. I thought it was going to spit out just a small leaf first, but no, it is big. And I'm going to try to start adhering this to the pole pretty soon because this is typically a crawler, but I like to grow mine climbing. I've had luck doing that once before, so I'm going to try to train this cutting up the pole as well. We'll see how that goes. Couple of smaller poles down here. My Marble Queen is doing well. Nothing really like crazy to report with it, but it looks fine. Same with my Philodendron Gigas. It's actually looking really pretty. Love these leaves. She's still doing well, working on a new leaf right there, which is exciting. Ooh, all of my pings have been doing so great since I potted them up into the Carnivorous bog mix from Brad's greenhouse. They have been really happy with that, settling in super well. Look at all the roots that this one has thrown out. That is so cool. I'm just obsessed with these. I love them so much. I'll show you the big pingdom that we did too. It's looking so great. But we have one in flower, so I'll grab this guy. Oh my gosh, these need some water. I just watered them not long ago, so I'll have to pop some more in. But this is my Pinguicula Hanka, and he has the prettiest flowers. Look at that. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I should get rid of the tag. It'll look nicer without the tag. There we go. Look at him. I think I'll know which one it is, so I can probably just get rid of that. Oh my gosh, how stunning. Like, are you joking me? That is just so cute. And there's actually a second flower coming in too. Look at that. Oh my gosh, so cool. So cool. So yeah, I've just been loving my pings lately. Yeah, I'm gonna have to top them up with some water. Just gonna toss this in the garbage. I'm trying to think if I have any crazy updates with my Hoyas here. I don't think so. All my Hoyas here in my solarium pots are doing well. They're honestly probably going to need to be repotted soon just because those aren't very big pots, and I was thinking of putting my Horthia in those pots after, so probably do that at some point. Oh, actually I do have an exciting new leaf to show you on my Caudata. Let me grab her. Okay, so this is the new leaf on the Caudata Silver, and look at that. Oh my gosh, the like red with the silver splashing. It's still soft, but it's so pretty. Oh man, I just love it. I got so excited when I saw this leaf. It's so gorgeous. These are the dogs' rain jackets hanging on the table, by the way. It's kind of a weird background with the yellow and red, but yeah, oh my gosh. How gorgeous is that? I just love it. So super happy about that. Gonna put her back. And yeah, the other Hoyas along here have been happy. The Hushkaliana has actually bloomed a couple of times, which is really cool. And then of course we have my Alocasia Jacqueline here, my test subject from the diatomaceous earth. This is the new leaf that she put out after I treated her. It still looks so good. And yeah, I'm just thrilled that she's finally doing better. Yeah, I'm probably, what's my plan here? I don't know, I might wash it off and treat her one more time just to be sure. I think that this alocasia is really prone to spider mites, so I'm gonna have to keep really close tabs on her. But yeah, I'm so happy with this new leaf. It's just stunning. We also have a beautiful new leaf on my Philodendron Jose Buono, and it's not as highly variegated as the other leaves I've been getting on this plant, but to be honest with you, that is kind of a welcome change, just because I do have so much variegation on the other leaves. So yeah, this is still just beautiful and healthy, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. It still does have lots of like splashing and stuff, so yeah, really nice. Anthurium King of Spades has done literally nothing in months and months now. I've moved it out of the cabinet, and I don't know, maybe that was not the move, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. To be honest with you, I've been pretty lazy with pulling my Hoya up here down. So I've just been like pulling the step stool up and watering them in place, which has been working fine. The Quinquenervia has been in constant bloom. I know you can't see, and there's tons of new growth, so I will have to pull those down at some point. I just don't think that there's anything crazy to show, so I'm not gonna bother pulling them down, but I'm sure that you'll see them soon because I'm gonna need to do some re-trellising work and stuff like that with them in an upcoming video probably. And the plants in the window are doing really well. This Hoya, what is this called? Croniana Silver. I moved to this window spot not long ago, and I'm getting tons of blooms on her. So I think she's really happy with this new spot. You can see all of the peduncles down here. She's just covered in incoming blooms. Kind of same story as my Hoya Willeniana. These two are just always blooming, which is fun. My hanging poles are doing really well. I treated these with diatomaceous earth because the Esqueleto was struggling with scale. I mean, not struggling with scale, but there were some scale on it. So I treated it, and then I also just treated the orange marmalade because it was in close proximity, obviously, to the Esqueleto. And they're both doing so well, and they've both put out stunning new growth lately. So I've been really happy with that. We also have a new leaf on my Red Anderson, and it looks really nice. Look at that. Ooh, it's so gorgeous with that sectoral variegation and the pink. Yeah, this looks really good. I actually prefer them when they harden off into this like darker color with the pink. This one got damaged a little bit, but I prefer the darker color once they harden, so I can't wait to see what this one is going to end up looking like. The Splendid, I moved here. We did the swap a couple of weeks ago. I put the Splendid up here, and then I moved the Philodendron Glorious to over here beside the cabinet. And so far the Splendid has been really happy in this spot. It's definitely getting more light, so we have a couple of new leaves. This one right here, super shiny, and then this one is obviously very, very fresh, but it looks stunning, so that's gorgeous. Ooh, also, this is quite an exciting update. So my Philodendron Majestic is finally on the comeback, y'all. I can't believe it. I cut this plant up, honestly, probably like a year ago at this point, and it was just cuttings. It took so long to establish. I low-key thought, like, I don't really ever regret cutting up plants, but I kind of regretted cutting up this one because I was like, oh no, is it like never gonna grow again? Like, what the heck is going on? But I don't know why it's suddenly happy, but it pushed out this leaf. This is still very fresh and soft. Look at the silver on it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And then we have this big leaf here. So she is growing, she's on the move, and I think she's gonna be okay. So I'm really, really happy to see her coming back because she's just one of my favorites. Like, she is so, so pretty. I was really tempted to buy a Philodendron Soderoy the other day, like an actual one, because I used to have this like sad excuse of a Soderoy, which I don't even know if it was a Soderoy. It probably wasn't. It was just from the big box store. And that literally did nothing for me. I've always wanted one, and I've just never had one before. I almost bought one the other day, but then I was like, no, just wait, because I want to get on top of my pest issues and everything. So we'll see if one day I end up getting a Soderoy. But for now, I have the Majestic, and one of the parents is Soderoy, and it gets the silver from that one. And that is enough for me for now. Okay, and then down here, actually, let me just pull out some of these plants and give you some updates. Okay, so the first thing that I have to show you are some new plants, actually. These are jungle cactus cuttings that I got in a trade last month, I think. Oh, I think I have shown these to you before. I don't think I've really talked about them. I think I maybe just like showed them in passing, but they're still rooting, or I'm hoping that they are rooting. I don't know. I don't think we're very far in the rooting process at this time. And I find that holiday cactus can look like so shriveled and like they're gonna croak, and then they will just suddenly root and they'll be okay. So I'm hoping that that's the case here, because this one is looking pretty shriveled and sad. So we'll kind of see what happens, and it's pushing out new growth. I'm like, girl, I hope that you are also pushing out roots. But anyways, I'm trying to remember correctly. Oh, this one looks a lot better. What these all are. So I think that this one is a true Christmas cactus, which is really exciting. Never had that before. And this one is an Easter cactus, which I've also never had before. I've only ever had Thanksgiving cactus, so it's really cool to have the other two like types, I guess. And then we have this Ripsalis. This is I think it's called something like red coral Ripsalis or something like that. I have to check the actual name. Look at that weird round thing it's growing there. It's so strange. But yeah, so that's cool. I'm really hoping that these will all root up for me and do well, but yeah, we shall see. And I also wonder if I'm gonna get blooms on my variegated Thanksgiving cactus this fall. That would be so nice if I did. I am getting just like the most incredible color on my variegated Wyetii Hoya right here. It is, do you see how red it's getting around the edges from the Soltec light? It's looking just incredible. I checked on this the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. And we also have new growth starting. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there is new growth starting, so that's cool. And then I just have like some propagations on here. This was a cutting from my variegated Thanksgiving cactus and I'm obsessed with it. I was thinking about putting it back into the mother, but I don't know. I kind of want to just start a new plant with it because it's so nice. And I'll just have 2 of them because it is one of my all-time favorite plants. I also have 3 jars of Monstera Aurea rooting because I chopped mine up again and decided to restart them and try again because it was browning for the friggin' millionth time. Honestly, just kind of annoyed at Aurea at this point, but yeah, it's doing well. There's lots of roots in these and everything, so that's good. My Epipremnum albo has been growing. We potted this into, oh wow, this one's big. We potted this into this self-watering pot probably like a month ago now in a video. I think like just, what was it? Like, might have just been a regular repot with me. I'm not sure, but yeah, so this one has been doing really well, and I need to figure out how I'm going to be supporting this plant because it just obviously has this plastic stake in here right now, which it's going to outgrow very quickly. And it sits right here. Let me show you. So it sits, can you see it? It sits right down here like this. And I was thinking, like, what am I gonna do? Because it's in this self-watering situation, how am I gonna support it? And then I saw this behind it, my cedar plank just sitting here, unused, waiting for a plant to climb it. And I was like, you know what? I could literally just slide this up to there and try to attach it onto the cedar plank and have this climb it. So I'm thinking, but then I was also like, still have a cutting of my Monstera dubia. Should I save that for that? But then I could also just get another plank for the dubia. I don't know. It just feels like an easy solution that might be kind of cool right now. So I'm considering doing that for the Epipremnum. But yeah, overall this area, all of these plants here are doing fairly well. This is going to be changing soon next month because I'm going to be bringing in all of my cactus and succulents, and this is where all of my like smaller succulents are going to go. They do well under the Soltec Grove light over the winter, so yeah, I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna be doing just a lot of rearranging coming up here soon. I've also been toying with the idea of getting another cabinet, which I can't decide if that's unhinged or not, or if I should just do it. But I know that the Rutstas have been on sale, and I've always wanted a Rutsta, so I don't know. Speaking of cabinets, here is the Millsbow Tall. We'll talk about the surrounding plants first. So like I said, we moved the Philodendron Goliath here. She's doing really well, working on what looks to be a massive new leaf. I like when they're just emerging and they look like unicorn horns or something. It's so cool. So yeah, she's pushing that out and looking stunning. I recently took a cutting of her, so she did have leaves there, but they're gone now, but she's still just beautiful. I can't get over this plant. It's so perfect. And then I did switch things up over here a little bit. So I ended up, let me step on a chair here. I ended up popping my Philodendron Patriciae up here on top of the cabinet, and this is actually the old pot that my Monstera Thai was in that we just took it out of a couple of weeks ago. So it ended up fitting pretty much perfectly over the self-watering pot that my Patriciae is in. And yeah, it looks really cute. So I popped her there, and I kind of will see more, oh, my laundry, but we'll see more when we get to the Visto shelf that I did some rearranging. And yeah, I just had to move some plants out of that area. So I put her up here. I think she looks really nice, especially with the pink pot. And as you can see, we have a stunning new leaf coming in, her first one. So that's so cool. And she also was infested with spider mites, which is sad. So there is some damage on the new leaf. So it's not a perfect new leaf, but she is growing and seems happy, and she has been treated with the diatomaceous earth. So hopefully we're gonna conquer those spider mites and she'll just continue to grow nicely. So in this spot used to sit my Monstera Adansonii, and this is now what's left of my Monstera Adansonii, which is kind of sad. It was infested with mealy bugs, like infested, and that was a big trailing plant, so I did not want to have to deal with that. I ended up just taking cuttings that I'm rooting, and I'm going to start this plant over. This is a really sentimental plant to me, the Adansonii. This is just a regular wide form green Adansonii, I love it. I love Adansonii, so I definitely wasn't gonna toss the whole thing without taking cuttings. So those are just rooting, and then I'll be restarting that plant. I don't know why the Syndapsis didn't get the mealies. I treated it anyways, but I have not seen a single mealy on it, which is kind of crazy because the mealy shelf is behind the Syndapsis, and the mealies somehow got over to here where the Adansonii was, but this one like didn't get touched. It still looks perfect. Okay, let me try to turn the fans off. I also recently mounted this power bar to the wall because it was falling. It was mounted on the side of the cabinet, but glass just doesn't hold stuff very well, and it was kept falling down, so I stuck it on the wall, which works fine. Okay, which ones are the fans? This one and this one? There we go. Let's take a look inside here. Yeah, there should be some updates in here. Oh, first of all, this leaf is like my latest obsession. I honestly was shook when I saw this leaf one day. Like I noticed when it started getting big, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is perfect. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? So this is my Anthurium, oh gosh, what is it? Goliath Variegation hybrid, I believe, from Cartel Down. And yeah, it's just immaculate. Like I can't get over it. It's so pretty, and it put out 2 new leaves at once. This is the second one right there coming in. Yeah, she is so stunning. I love her so much. So yeah, I'm not even a big Anthurium person, but this one has me shook. This is probably my favorite one from them. My Hoya at the top, I'm always keeping a close eye on these guys because they're just kind of like growing out, I guess. So we have my variegated lacunosa, which has recently started pushing new growth, so that's really exciting right there. And then my silver pubicalix, we have another new leaf right here. It's looking so stunning. Like, oh my gosh, what an eye-catching plant. I'm probably gonna need to repot this soon because it's just in this little pot here, but yeah, wow, that is just so gorgeous. Oh yeah, also my silver serpens that we repotted together recently, that one's settling in fine as well. Really nothing to see yet, but it looks good still, so that's all I can ask. It's just been sitting tucked in there, close to the light. Oh yeah, this is kind of crazy. I'm randomly getting like a nice Monstera albo from my like last hope cutting. So I had a Monstera albo. I got it years ago, and it reverted. Like it never gave me any good variegation. Like it never gave me variegation like this pretty much the whole time I had the plant. And well, it would give me the odd leaf. Like it would give me the odd leaf with some variegation, I guess. But for the most part, it was a really low variegation albo. And I ended up cutting it up a couple of times, and I had so many cuttings that I grew out, and they were all just green. I even sent cuttings to a friend. They all just grew green. Even if they looked promising, they would just grow green. So I was like, okay, this is just kind of silly. And I had two wet sticks that did not grow for like a year. Like they just stayed as wet sticks, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep them and keep trying because you never know. So this is literally, I probably had like 20 cuttings, and then this was the last. So one of the wet sticks grew and then it just turned green, and then this was the very last wet stick, the very last one that grew for me, and it is actually variegated, which is just the craziest luck ever. Like I can't believe it. So it pushed out this leaf, and I'm like, oh my god, like this big sectoral variegation, like how am I just randomly getting a Monstera albo now? It's crazy. So yeah, she's so cute. I like didn't really pay her any attention, but now that she's giving me consistent variegation, I'm like, girl, we have to like get her repotted. We have to like start actually, you know, caring for her well. Not that I haven't been, but she just kind of does her own thing, but I want to like probably get her on a pole or something soon here. Also getting a new leaf on my alocasia mellow, which is exciting. It's still just a little cutie there. And then down here, I'm getting a new leaf on my veitchii. It looks kind of funky, but it's nice to see it growing. It's still in the original pot, so I'll have to repot this at some point soon. My variegated Bertonii is growing, looking so good. I'm obsessed with this Hoya. And what else? Oh, I'm actually getting some growth on my medium silver, which I was kind of surprised about because that's just been a bit of a problem plant for me. I had a big, beautiful version of this plant, and then, oh gosh, it keeps on focusing, and then it was giving me major problems with browning last year. So I ended up just cutting up the whole plant because I was so frustrated, and I grew out this wet stick from that. And yeah, it's finally actually like turning into a little plant now. So I'll probably have to repot that soon, and we'll see how it goes. Other than that, I don't think I have too many updates in here. Everyone is looking good. Look at her, stunning. Oh my gosh, yes, this begonia, it's so crazy. Everyone who comes to my house, which is not that many people, but the few people that do come here always comment on this one because obviously she just looks so crazy. Yeah, she's really been loving life now that she's been back inside the cabinet, so I'm really glad that I'm able to fit her in here. My begonia Milano Ballata, she is just everything. Like, yeah, wow. She definitely does not let me down. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the cabinets. Okay, so now we are gonna tackle the Vitcho shelf, all the updates on here. So yeah, I recently did some rearranging on here, which y'all might notice some plants are in different spots. I had to move some moss poles up here and just, yeah, I don't know, make it look a little bit nicer maybe. So up here we have my variegated dragon still. This has been up here for the past couple of months, doing really well. Oh yeah, it gave me this leaf recently, which is like insane. Like, it's so variegated, so I've been obsessed with that. I also ended up putting my variegated micans up here after we repotted it the other day. Still, obviously no new growth yet. It's only been like not that long, like 5 days or something. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of these plants are treated with the diatomaceous earth as well. So not too many crazy updates with a lot of these. I moved the Jose Bueno down here, but this is gonna have to be moved again soon as well because it's getting big now. My other Monstera Albo here, my newer one, which is so stunning, has not grown for me yet. So I'm keeping an eye and waiting for some new growth to come from her. Healthy roots though, so that's good. And then my Hoya obovadas over here, who are pretty much getting their last chance to impress me. They've actually been growing and giving me some nice leaves recently, so I guess they have been impressing me. We have, oh my gosh, yeah, it's hard to show, but we have some new leaves coming in on just the regular green one, and it also has like 5 peduncles on it. Look, she goes behind here, and there's a peduncle there, there's a peduncle there, and then there's some like underneath as well. So it would be really cool if she bloomed for me. Oh yeah, one right here too. Like, so many peduncles, I don't know what the heck. And then this variegated one has actually given me some like kind of pretty leaves recently. They're not round, which is annoying, but the coloring and the variegation is actually really nice. Like, look at that. They're pretty. So I think I might keep this longer and see if I can get some nice leaves on it. I don't know. I've been like mildly impressed with these lately though, so I'm keeping them for now. My Maranta Silver band cuttings that we took in the last plant chores video are actually doing really well. I have a ton of roots. I swear, water propagation, y'all. I love water propagation. It's so easy, and my plants always root up really well in water. So she's doing really well, blooming even. Gonna have to pot those up pretty quick here. These two are mealy Hoyas, and I put diatomaceous earth on them to see what would happen with like an active mealy infestation, and I did still find mealies on these when I checked a couple of days ago, so I don't know how effective the DE is on mealies. It's supposed to be effective, but I don't know like how long it takes or like I don't know the details, honestly. It's just kind of an experiment, so we'll see. It doesn't seem to be getting worse, but I did still find mealies on these, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on those for now. And then up here, these plants were pretty much all suffering from a pretty severe spider mite issue, especially the variegated frydek, which was really annoying because that's like my favorite alocasia, one of my favorite alocasias, because obviously the variegation is just so stunning. So these have all been treated, and we'll see what happens. This actually just pushed out a new leaf, and look at it. Like, are you joking me? It's so pretty. Oh, I just love this plant so much. Like, it's It's so stunning, so stunning. So it doesn't seem too bothered that it was literally infested with spider mites. So yeah, seems to be a pretty tough plant, honestly, like especially for an alocasia. The Philodendron serpens was also unfortunately under attack as it was pushing out this new leaf. So this new leaf came out with some spider mite damage on it. Again, you can't really see things great because of the diatomaceous earth right now, but hopefully when I wash this off, these will, you know, the plants are gonna... I also moved my Adansonii Indonesian mint up here, pushed out this new leaf recently. This plant has never done well for me, but I'm hoping that we're turning a corner now since I've actually been getting some decent growth on it lately. So we'll kind of see what happens with that one. My Manjula that I'm trying to get to climb is fine. It's not doing anything too crazy yet, but hopefully soon. I love when people have these climbing, so hopefully I'll have a nice big one someday. And then honestly, the most spider mite resistant plant on this shelf seems to be the Syngonium frosted heart. She has not seemed phased at all. Like, she's just still been growing like crazy. We have a new leaf right here that she's just pushed out. Yeah, she's just like always looking cute. I love her so much. It's just such an easygoing, such an easygoing, gorgeous plant. And then over here on this side of the shelf, it looks a little bit cluttered, but kind of in a cute way. Like, I'm kind of vibing with how this shelf looks, which is, this is probably the first time I've actually really liked the setup of this shelf. And I think that that's entirely due to just like the cute pots that I've been putting on this shelf particularly. And I also like how I have my books stacked above. Like, I think it all just kind of, I don't know, I just think it looks cute and cozy. So obviously we have my swinging planter here, which is new, and so cute. Oh, it's getting caught on my syndapsis. Oh, let's untangle. There we go. Yeah, this guy is so cute. I ended up potting one of my new Dischidia that I got from Plant Haven Toronto. Ended up popping that in here, and it's just trailing down. And yeah, this makes me so happy. I just stuck it onto here with a magnetic hook, and it's actually really strong. So yeah, that obviously just adds like such a cute touch to this shelf now. And then we also have I have lots of like pink pots on here, which just, yeah, I really love the vibes of this. Oh my gosh, do you see this like red? I thought that was like eggs of something. That scared me, but I think it's just discolored. That's my Hoya bangotensis, which is doing pretty well. I'm getting some new growth on him. This freaking begonia is always, every time I film, I swear it's thirsty. It just does that like so dramatically. Yesterday it was fine. I'll water it right now. Okay, anyways, yeah, I have some of my new Hoyas from Plant Haven Toronto on here. They're all doing really well. I'm particularly obsessed with the Hoya Lei, which is, I'll just pull it out. This guy, it's so dark, it's so dark. This guy right here, oh my gosh, you can literally see my underwear. Let's not go that far. Yeah, it is such a cute Hoya. I love the like texture of it and the little like indentations, or I guess the veining or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, it's so cute, and it's pushed out this new leaf. That one is still very fresh. And then, oh my gosh, and then there's another new leaf coming in there. So cutie. So that one's probably my favorite of my new ones. Oh, excitingly, we have some new growth on my Hoya coriaceae, which is really great because I feel like this Hoya is just kind of, I don't want to say it's difficult, but it's just like a super thin leafed Hoya. And I feel like they don't travel great. So I'm really glad to see that new growth coming in. And my variegated Rhaphidophora is doing well. This is the second new leaf that it's putting out for me. The last one it gave me was unfortunately all white, but this one definitely looks like it has some green on it. So that's really great to see. Something I'm really excited about is my alocasia Longaloba silver, because it looks like it's gonna be putting out a big new leaf. It's like preparing this massive growth point or something. I don't know what it's doing, but I am ready for whatever it has in store. Oh yeah, you can see, is it starting to push out the leaf? I don't know, but really cool. And then my forgetti that I took out of the, oh yeah, I didn't even talk about my Syndapsis Silver Cloud. It's actually been doing really well. I'm getting all these new leaves on it. So pretty. I feel like this plant didn't grow for a long time, but now suddenly it's been growing a lot again, which is really nice. But anyways, my forgetti that I moved out of the cabinet has pushed out this new leaf. Oh dear, does it have spider mites? It probably does have spider mites. Oh, and a baby mealybug. Nice. Okay, so yeah, definitely I haven't gotten to this side of the shelf yet for the diatomaceous earth, so I need to get on that. It's just a lot of spraying every day to get all these plants done, so that's why only like these ones are done. So these ones are still on my list, but yeah, this new leaf is looking a little pesty for sure. We'll just turn him back around. Oh yeah, my pingdom is doing really well. I honestly wasn't sure. This is my first pingdom that I've made, and I really wasn't sure, like, you know, if it was gonna do well, but it's been doing so great, y'all. It's been doing so great. Yeah, all of the pings are thriving, doing awesome. Look at that color in the center of that one. I don't know if that's from the lights or what, but yeah, these are all doing just awesome. So I'm super, super happy about that. I was especially concerned about the ones just on the pumice because that's my first time doing that, but they're pushing out roots and they're surviving, they're living, they're thriving. So really, really stoked on that. What else? I don't think I have any other major updates. These plants down here are just chilling. The Begonia maculata is definitely the one that's doing the best out of all of them. She's been looking so stunning lately. I love this begonia so much. I just recently pruned her the other day. But the Aglaonema has just been chilling. The rest of them have just, I don't know what is wrong with this Anthurium moodianum. I'm gonna have to look at the roots soon because she is just, yeah, she's unwell and her new leaves are just like stuck down there. I don't know what's going on with her, but I do need to investigate that. This little shelf down here is honestly kind of neglected, except for the maculata. That's probably the one that I like pay the most attention to. I think that is going to be it for most of the updates. I won't bother doing the office or the bedroom plants because I don't really have much to say about those right now. The bedroom ones we're going to tackle in an upcoming video. Still, I keep pushing that video up, but I think it's going to be coming next week now. But yeah, I guess that is it. I hope that y'all enjoyed coming around and checking on my plants, getting all of the updates and everything. I always love to do these videos just to keep y'all in the loop, and it's also just a really great opportunity to update on anything that we've done like the past month. So any like repots that we've done, propagations, stuff like that. It's really great to be able to give like a little progress check-in and follow up on things. Last year I didn't do the monthly updates throughout the winter, and then I just started this growing season from the spring, or I guess, yeah, spring, summer, I started doing it monthly. And I've really been enjoying doing it monthly. So let me know if you want to continue to see these updates throughout the fall and winter, or if I should just do them like every 2 months, or let me know what you think. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!